Welcome to our film review tonight. Tonight I've been watching in the Conjuring universe. I've been watching The Conjuring. The Devil Made Me Do It. So it's a good film. I enjoyed it. It's not perfect. It's not my favourite one, but I liked it. The Conjuring, The Devil Made Me Do It is a 2021 American supernatural horror film directed by Michael Chaves. Film is sequel to The Conjuring 2013 and The Conjuring 2 2016 and the 7th installment in the Conjuring universe. Patrick Wilson and Vera Farmiga reprise the roles as paranormal investigators and authors Ed and Lorraine Warren. With, I can't pronounce that now, Luigi O'Connor, Sarah Catherine Hook and Julian Hillard also starring. Warner and Peter Safran returned to produce the film, based on the trial of Arnie Johnson, Arnie Johnson, a murder trial that took place in 1981, Connecticut, in addition to The Devil in Connecticut, a book about the trial written by Gerald Brittle. The running time 112 minutes, budget of 39 million. Cost, yeah, it made still a lot of money, £206 million dollars. So look at the plot. In 1981, a demonologist, Ed and Lorraine Warren, documented the excellence of 8-year-old David Glatzel, attended by his family, his older sister Debbie. Very attractive girl, by the way, Deborah. Quite like Deborah. Her boyfriend Arnie and her father Gordon in Brookfield, Connecticut. In an attempt to save the boy, Arnie invites the demon to enter his body instead of David's. Ed witnesses the demon enter Arnie just as the demon causes Ed to suffer a heart attack. The following month, Ed wakes up in a hospital and reveals the witness the demon enter Arnie. After hallucinating a demon entity attacking him, Arnie murders his landlord by stabbing him 22 times. With the support of the Warrens, his case becomes the first American trial where demonic possession is claimed as a defense. The Warrens discover a witch totem in Glatzen's home through which a satanic curse is passed. Kastner, a former priest who has studied the disciples of the Ram cult, tells that the occultist has intentionally left the totem, resulting in a curse on the Glatzers and David's possession. Just gonna go on that. So yeah, this film is not my favourite Conjuring movie, but I liked it, especially the first part of the movie where you actually see this like house, and you know, so it's going off straight away with all the furniture everywhere. There's been carnage there. It's like so the get go. The film starts off with this like this nice looking house, but then when they go in, you see it's like this like damage, this thing's done, this demon, and next bit it turns out this kid turns out to be possessed, this young kid. And the creepy part of this part of the movie where he's like on his own, it's with this guy who's dated his very very attractive sister, of course, Debbie, of course. She's very attractive looking, of course, isn't it? She's striking. I've watched this film before, and I still go, oh, the girl's quite striking looking. So anyway, his sister's dating this guy, right? And of course, they seem to get on pretty well. The young kid and
older guy who's dating his sister, of course. And but then this part's pretty creepy where you see it's like this priest turns up who's on the other film. Which one was it? It was on one of the Conjuring films. He shows up. The next minute it's like bang on the door's like, and there's like a thud on the door, and the next minute the thing comes out. Next minute he starts to get attacked by this like demon in this like this thing in in the shower, and it's a creepy scene actually. So it leads up to what to expect later on. So that part was pretty creepy. I thought, wow, okay. It does have some scary moments, but to me it wasn't the scariest of the Conjuring films. But I enjoyed it though. So anyway, they end up trying to get this like demon out of him, and of course he attacks Ed, and then the other kid he actually tells the demon to actually possess him instead. He invites the thing, and so then it ends up possessing him. Of course, then it doesn't. Then it just kind of goes away for a bit. Yeah, that scene was creepy. And then Warren ends up. Anyway, Ed starts has an heart attack. Then ends up in hospital, and of course, they don't know that the demon one of it's entered the thing in his body. So later on in the film, something happens when he starts acting. Now he sees like later on in the film. No, so what happens. This is quite a creepy part where he goes into the house right in the kitchen right, and then the cereal box drops. And you think, oh, what's going on here? Next minute, this rat pops always like, and it goes into this like hole. And for some reason, he decides to like look in the hole. Of course, next minute, this woman shows up behind him. It's like, holy shit, this creepy woman. And of course, she turns out anyways, there'll be spoilers in this movie, so better watch out. She shows up behind him, and he kind of like, does that, kind of like freaks out and stuff like that. And yeah, that scene was pretty creepy. It's like a woman, and she's actually part. So anyway, later on in the film, they're in this like they got this music line, and he's actually all kind of funny and stuff like that. And next minute, he's kind of getting, I don't know, maybe he's getting a bit paranoid and jealous because he's like the landlord's dancing with Debbie, of course. Yeah, Debbie. I was like, when I watched it last time I watched it, I thought that girl was pretty striking, looking. She really is. Anyway, so. She's really good actually. I like Debbie. She's a good character. So anyway, something creepy starts happening. He starts like starts hallucination, and the next bit, the other guy who's dancing with the in his hallucination he was dancing. He starts transforming and changing. Starts getting taller and starts attacking his girlfriend. And then next minute, the film actually has quite an effective way to do things in this, because he's like running away from this thing and she's like, what's going on and stuff. Debbie, his girlfriend. And next minute, he's got this like knife, starts coming towards him, ends up stabbing him quite a few times. And of course, he gets arrested. He gets put in jail and stuff like that. So yeah, but in put on trial for murder, of course. And of course, they have to. So anyway, of course, the Warrens have to find out a way to find out he's innocent. Of course, the thing is, alright. So yeah, that part was pretty interesting. The film in itself is pretty interesting, especially a trial in the movie, which is cool. Trying to find someone innocent, by proving that they were possessed is kind of like a bit of a trick on this one. Interesting movie. It's got some creepy moments that I've really enjoyed. Now these two have to prove that this guy is innocent and he's possessed, and it's so you meet this like. So anyway, it turns out these other girls have actually vanished, and they have to. And this part was pretty interesting, where she finds out where she was. Where this other girl has vanished. This girl was like murdered by her friend. Of course, she then vanished. Of course, then they end up at the, and that scene was pretty interesting, where they end up at the murder site, and of course. You see her murdering her own friend. I think they're actually more than just friends, if you know what I mean. They're more than just friends, these two girls. So anyway, she ends up stabbing her. And she runs off, of course. Then the kind of after effects possession like wears off. So she ends up finding out where she was. She ends up jumping over this like thing into the water, and of course then they end up finding the body, of course. Yeah, so the film's got some cool moments that I thought was interesting, especially Lorraine's gifts that she got. There's a part in the film where they start listening to this recording of the family and stuff, and they find out, like I said, you see the flash with Arnie and Debbie, of course, moving into this this house, and of course the young kid in it goes upstairs. Anyways, there's like a waterbed that he goes on. Next minute, this thing attacks him. This thing under the water kind of like comes out and it's like, and it attacks him for some reason. That's how he got. And it turns out there's like a anyway. So they end up finding this like totem thing underneath the house for some reason. They've been like cursed for some reason. But yeah, it's a good movie. I enjoyed this movie. Like this woman you keep seeing in this film, turns out she's been cursing cursing people. I just say cursing people or whatever. So yeah, she's a creepy woman actually. I was thinking, holy shit. And of course, turns out she's related to the priest. And yeah, so yeah, it's kind of like a weird cult thing going off. The priest is not like part of it. Of course, he's just like, he explains the whole situation, what's been going on when she turns up at his house later on. Yeah, there's like a part where they go to his like funeral part, it's like a morgue place. They end up finding touching thing his body. The girl got murdered, and holy moly. And next minute, there's a part where the woman in it, the woman who's been doing these curses, she knows exactly, she knows where they are. And of course, next minute is Ed is like, he's like, the light goes out. They're in this like, the next minute it's like his body's just standing, this big guy naked and everything. It's like, holy shit, that's just too much. That scene was creeper. That scene was creepy, that part with the dead body, and it tries to attack Lorraine and stuff. And yeah, this film's got some creepy moments. There's returning characters in this from it too, from the first film. Actually, and the second one. There's one of the actors in there from the first two films turns up to in this film, which is cool. This film is creepy though. It has a moment, even in the last part of the film, the finale in the film, where she ends up at the house, the priest's house, and she ends up going into the where he keeps his stuff, and next minute he starts explaining stuff about his daughter and stuff. Yeah, and then the daughter shows up later on and ends up killing him. And this part was quite interesting, where she's in this like tunnel part. And this part kind of confused me, because she's like running. There's like two of her. There's one there, and then she goes this, and then she closes the door on her. I couldn't quite work that bit. I mean, it was an effective scene there. I thought it was pretty cool the way they did that, but yeah, that was pretty creepy. That was pretty creepy. That was actually. And then when Finger turns up, Ed turns up later on, and then he gets like stuff thrown in his eyes, so he starts like kind of like hallucination and stuff like. Starts going a bit nuts. His eyes go kind of white too. It's like, I like the part where he's just about to hit her, and he starts having his like, he's got his like sledgehammer. He's just about to, and next minute he starts having his visions of, he starts having these memories of like the past when they were younger, and next minute he breaks the freaking table with the stuff on it where she's doing all that stuff. So yeah, good that was though. Really enjoyed it. Not my favourite of the Conjuring films, but I like the ending part with the music and stuff. I like that. I like the last part where you actually see one of the objects that they took from there. I like the part where they take one of the objects and they put it back in the relic room, which in the artifact room where they live. Of course, that scene was pretty cool actually. And you see the nun picture there. Oh god, here we go. That nun's there. Of course, she's dead now, isn't she, in this? Because they killed off the second one, but then there's like a sequel. I ain't seen the sequel yet, but I'm looking forward to watching that one. I kind of she makes a comeback. It maybe is like a big, massive comeback where she's like, things that they're gonna do for like I've come back and then a finale. That'd be cool. I'd love to see the nun back, but who knows? And the end part was pretty good though. It's got some creepy scares in it, which I enjoyed. So yeah. So yeah, okay. So pros and cons. Last part, like I said, the last part was pretty good. So yeah, pros and cons. I quite like Debbie. And I thought she was a good character. Very, very easy on the eyes. Very easy on the eyes she was. Debbie. So that's a plus. That's a pro. Good performance from the cast. Good effects. Good effective atmosphere. Creepy scenes. Creepy. Some good music and all that, which I like. Yeah, that's some good music again. And yeah. So yeah, so the effects, the music, the performances, the cast are good. It's kind of the same thing, cast, performances, but whatever. So the music and and some creepy moments in it. Good atmosphere. Yeah, it does have some creepy, scary moments there, but not. I think the second was scarier. So they're okay. The cons, I don't think it's as scary as the other films. The other, you know, I think it wasn't. I don't think it's as scary as the Conjuring 1 and 2, or even Annabelle. Even the first Annabelle film, which I enjoyed. So yeah, I still think it was creepy though. This definitely has some creepy moments. It's the part where that guy starts changing, starts speaking. You know, it's pretty effective. That's, you know, it's pretty good. Yeah, I like this one though. It's violent. It's probably, yeah, I would have to say it's probably the most violent in the Conjuring universe film. So yeah, so the rating I'm going to give this film is a 4 out of 5. So 4 out of 5. The Conjuring, the Devil Made Me Do It, a 4 out of 5 for that. So yeah, thank you for more. Anyway, so the Conjuring, Devil Made Me Do It, gets a 4 out of 5. So yeah, and so before I go off, thank you for watching and see you later. Goodbye.